Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is April 28th, and we're going to do a follow-up to our Vegas Baby segment. And this will be covering WYNN, MGM, and LVS. Starting here with the daily of WYNN, we did have an extreme move up in the short-term moving averages, creating a bubble. We did not have a downtick on the shortest term moving average until today. Now, this is not a sharp downtick on the shortest moving average. If we get a complete correction of this compressing before a re-expansion or a decision to go lower, our target would be right about here, which equates to about 41.50. Perhaps it'll be enough to close this gap. Overall, WYNN looks extremely bullish. The secondaries are very high, but the long-term moving averages are still extremely strong, extremely separated. Even the short terms look pretty darn strong. So whether or not this will go that far remains to be seen. This is not a sharp tick down. If it was at a sharper angle, that would give us a better indication, especially if it had crossed over this other moving average, that it needed to go deeper to correct all of this. But so far, it doesn't look like it'll do that. It may do that, but that's not what this indication says right now. Maybe it'll go a little bit sideways before re-expanding, but 41.50 would be the area to watch for if it's going to be hit. And typically that will hit between a maximum of 4 bars, typically. So there's something to look for. And on the 60-minute, we did have compression of the short-term moving average all the way to a flat line today, which is now sitting upon the long-term moving averages, which I will note are pointed up still. So that is good. Definitely the bulls have the advantage here. On the 30-minute, we are actually moving into a double flat line, which is a warning sign that we could have a sharp movement in either direction. There's no advantage to the bulls or the bears in the 30-minute time frame. If it does come down for a test at the 41.50 roundabout area, that'll bring it right here. So that is completely doable with this double flat line. And on the 50-minute, we have a whipsaw, and it is testing the long-term moving averages once again, trying to get an advantage and reset it into going into some sort of a trend, but this is completely trendless right here. So somewhat dangerous, but according to the longer term time frame, we would be looking at this area right here. So there is WYNN, definitely bullish biased. And LVS. LVS looks very strong, very strong. You'll notice that on the long-term moving averages, we have a cross, and now all that we need is expansion, and we'll have a textbook guppy entry on LVS. The short-term moving averages have a little bit of wobble right here in between yesterday and today. Whether today's red bar will have fixed that completely or not remains to be seen, but everything is pointed up still. The secondaries are high, but that's okay. This is definitely bullish and will be much more bullish should we get an expansion of the long-term moving average. On the 60, we have a flat line of the short-term moving average indicating price consensus at this level. The secondary indicators are all neutral, but the long-term moving averages are still bullish and pointing up. The bulls definitely have the advantage in the 60-minute time frame. And on the 30, it's just like the 60. We have a flat line price consensus. We have plenty of room to move in any direction on the secondary indicators, but the long terms are still fine, pointing up and not compressing. 15-minute, more of the same. We do not have compression on the long-term moving averages, and although they look to be pointed more sideways than up, they are still bullish biased. LVS looks very nice. I would say it even looks stronger than WYNN at this price point. And last is MGM, which does not look good. Still have formation on the long-term moving averages that are bearish. We have further separation of the short-term moving averages. This could be a little bit excessive, but on the short-term moving averages, the expansion, but we do not have an uptick indicating that it needs to correct or go and test the bar. On the secondaries, everything seems to be pointed down, ticking down, giving a little bit of flavor in the bearish camp. But MGM definitely looks weak. Its chart is not good, and we have no indication that this is a point to buy. So, not in the daily time frame. On the 60-minute, we see that we have further expansion of the long-term moving averages, giving it more of a bearish bias. The short-term moving averages are pointed down to sideways. We do not have a clear uptick indicating that it needs to go up and test, and the the secondary indicators are all low to neutral. This looks very bearish. And the 30-minute, we have a compression of the short-term moving averages, not yet at a flat line indicating price consensus, but it certainly appears to be going in that direction. All of the secondaries are low to low neutral, but the long-term moving averages have extreme expansion. If it does go up and kiss this, it'll have a lot to prove for a trend change. If this can move into a flat line and do a complete expansion of the short-term moving averages prior to entering the bar, it will put the hurt on this, but we do not have any indication or uptick leading to that conclusion as of yet. And the 15-minute, we actually do have a flat line with a minor uptick here at the very end, not enough to lead to expansion of the short-term moving averages. The long-term moving averages are bearish and remain that way. We have no compression of them as of yet. And the secondaries are mixed. We have high, neutral, and slightly positive. Overall, MGM looks bad. Well, I hope you enjoyed our update to Vegas Baby. We will continue doing updates every so many days on the Vegas stocks. Please join us at bearsandexile.com. We have a forum, we have news, we have articles, we have a links catalog. Swing by, register, say hello, and we'll be very happy that you did. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only.